Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Listen, I was asked last night last night was a great event. We had the Westwood Alumni Tribute, and it was off the chain. We raised over $25,000 for the students in Westwood.
Wow.
Those kids, those children, they need us. They need us, right? So guess what? I got a call. I said, listen, Margaret called me and said, hey, I got my grand opening today. And my other good buddy that's sitting next to me said, hey, come on and see me because this is going to be soon to be my business partner here, Mr. Ron Donaldson.
Yes,
but look, I am in Dallas, Texas, home of the Slaw Boys. I'm sorry, the Cowboys. You're a Cowboy fan. I am in Dallas, Texas, home of the Cowgirls, with my good friend, good buddy that was introduced by my sons, Earl Presley, EPMD. And me and this brother here, we got a lot in common. We found out we got a lot in common. I was a Subway franchisee.
So was I.
And he was a Subway franchisee.
Yeah.
I'm now a Checkers and Riley's franchisee, and he was.
Checkers franchise.
So this young man, Mr. Ron Donaldson, he lives in the greater Dallas, Texas area, beautiful area. I love Dallas. I love Dallas.
Great. And
he is a restaurateur, Mongol. He owns apartment complexes all throughout the United States. And listen, it's just a fresher air to talk to this brother right here. We're gonna bring him on in. I'm gonna let Ron tell you everything about him. And we're gonna have a good session here because I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna be blessed and inspired by what this brother about to tell you. But the first thing he want to tell you is what he recalled back in Checkers day. So Ron, without further ado, just tell everybody, a little bit about yourself.
I'm Ron Donaldson out of Florida, born in Miami, lived in the Tampa Bay area for a number of years. St. Petersburg to be more specifically. And, we were on the ground floor with Checkers. First restaurant we worked out of was on Nebraska Avenue. And then myself, Rob Hunter, and LeVan Hawkins was able to grow the brand in the early days of the dynamic dollar burger from Checkers that kind of established the brand in the fast food space. So we were involved with expanding the brand through the Atlanta area. Then we worked with another Burger King concept up in the northern states as well. So knew the founder, Jim Mateo, and how the brand got started. Jim was out of the Alabama area, if memory serves me correctly. And then what brought about the whole concept of the double drive-through, the volume. We were doing well over $1 million in dollar hamburgers. That's a lot of hamburgers.
That's a lot of burgers, brother.
And so it just blossomed the concept of having the double drive-through because the volume was so high.
Mm-hmm.
And we were also the catalyst, as a lot of people don't know this, Checkers was the catalyst for McDonald's introducing their dollar menu concept because we had captured so much of the market share with the whole dollar hamburger concept in the early days with Checkers. So, and prior to that, as you know, I was a Subway franchisees, made a covenant agreement with myself when I worked for Subway in high school that one day I would own my own. So owned several of those, trained up in the Milford, Connecticut area, and was very engulfed in that brand as well. So that's a little bit about my fast food space, good brother.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen, this brother, he been in the fast food industry, so he knows it. And today he is a Eggs Up Grill franchisee here in the Dallas, Texas area. He has a development right for 30 stores, right?
Correct.
30 stores in the greater Dallas, Texas DMA.
Correct.
I just left his location here, beautiful location. Top-notch service, the whole nine. So I'm proud of you, Mr. Ron, what you've done, man. And I know that's really not your space. So right now, we finna share with a lot of people what your space is now. Restaurant, it was great, but now you have transitioned over to the department, multifamily. Okay.
A lot of apartments and multifamily space.
Okay.
That's just from humble beginnings of experiencing homelessness at an early age at 13 years old. Made a promise to myself that I would always have a place to stay no matter where I was in the world. And so it just blossomed into us being able to get into multifamily space. We got several properties in the Southeast, and then with our properties as well, we build for third party developers as well. And right now, I think personally, over the last 26 years, we've put over $1 billion worth of apartments in place throughout the U.S.
$1 billion.
$1 billion. We've got active projects right now in Charleston, Columbia, South Carolina. We've got 2 projects here in the Dallas Metroplex area, and we're getting ready to start a senior deal in a place called Umatilla, Florida. So that's kind of what we got going right now.
Wow. Brother, that's a you know what? You're a blessing, brother, and I appreciate you sitting down, talking with me today, meeting with me today. You know, and you know, when we was at the, at your restaurant, you was telling me about, giving back and helping brothers out, and helping, sisters out, and getting them to this industry, right, that you're in. So kind of tell us what your thought put, behind what you did for others in this industry.
Yeah. Well, as I mentioned earlier, very humble beginnings, and what that created in me is an understanding of people who struggle and they know more is in them, but they need a safe place to kind of blossom it. We all get intimidated by if people really see my shortcomings, they won't do business with me. So as I shared with you earlier, I was homeless at 13. My mom went to prison when I was early, and never knew my father. So I know what it feels like to be in a situation where you don't know where your next meal is coming from. And as I've grown in business, I've got a personal conviction to provide a place for other brothers and sisters to be able to come in and say, hey, listen, I want to kind of spread my wings, but I want to do it in a place where I can make the mistakes and not be so critiqued about it. Because all of us, as you grow, you're going to make mistakes. You're probably going to make more mistakes than you are successes on the journey. And so from a business perspective, from a personal perspective, I have that conviction to make sure we provide opportunities for brothers and sisters to find their way as entrepreneurs and in business.
Wow.
That's what we do.
That's good. So Ron, basically what you're saying is any success story you had to equate to some type of failure along your life, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. No way around it.
No way around it. So we all, we all been there before.
Yeah.
It's a dark space.
Yeah.
It's sometimes we don't want to talk about it, and I found myself talking about it, but it caused me the most harm in my life that when I think back on it, by not talking about it, being closed in about it, but it's nothing to be embarrassed of.
Absolutely.
It's nothing to be embarrassed of, nothing to be shy of, because guess what? God blesses you to do something that a lot of people wish they could have done.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Right.
To be able to make the mistake.
There you go. Make the mistake so you can be a testimony for others, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So tell us, Ron, so in your career, you're from restaurants, because I know, so tell what's the brother name that owns the cigar bar?
Rob Hunter.
Listen, Rob Hunter. Smooth Rob Hunter.
My man Rob.
It's so sharp you touch him in cutting.
Yes, sir.
Cigar bar, yeah,
Yes,
I know
sir.
Rob. Okay,
Yes, sir.
good. So basically, when you guys are in business, or when you are in business,
yes,
I'm pretty sure it equates to some type of failure. Kind of share with us, without going into any details, the failure that you encounter and how you overcome it.
Well, when you make that commitment to start your own business, what you're doing is you're betting on yourself. You're saying that I believe in myself enough to be successful, and with that comes a lot of unknowns. You're learning how to manage people, you're learning how to manage resources, you're learning how to do projections, things that you've never done before. And you find yourself at times where all the money that you make is spent taking care of other folks, and you have to kind of neglect your own livelihood. Sometimes you can't pay your own light bill because you got to make payroll for your staff. And these are just processes along the journey. But there's never been a storm that didn't eventually end. And the mark of a business owner is what you do when it seems like everything is against you. And my grandmother used to say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So when you have all these challenges, the objective is to just keep getting up out of bed, just keep going. You don't understand how it's going to work out, but you just keep going. And somehow God seems to line the stars up, and what you thought was catastrophic turns out to actually open the door to the next level of your blessings.
Wow.
That's what it does. That's what it did for me.
Wow.
That's what it did for me. When I had those adversities and it seemed like I lost everything. When I say everything, not just materialistic. You lose a lot of relationships when your money is gone.
You know what? That's my next question. It's like when you got it, you got all the friends in the world, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody. Cousins you never know.
Absolutely.
But then when it's gone,
absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
They gone.
They gone.
So you're in this dark place, in this dark space.
Yes, sir.
Just listen. The thing that I can do, if I can go back, is turn it over to God.
Absolutely.
And I should have turned it over to him a long time ago.
Absolutely.
You got to turn it over to him before you even get into it.
Absolutely.
See, we wait until we get into it.
Absolutely.
Without putting God in the plan first, right?
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
It's a must. We have to start off with God. Listen, win, lose, or draw.
Absolutely.
God has a plan for all of us.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
He knows, he got you here for a reason, brother.
Absolutely.
He got me here for a reason.
Absolutely.
You know, he connected us for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he connected us for a
What's the
reason.
chances of that?
What's
Yeah.
the chances?
Yeah.
You from St. Pete, right?
Yeah, yeah.
St.
Pretty
Pete?
much out of St. Pete,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
You're an Earl, right?
Yeah, yeah.
EPMD.
EPMD.
My saying.
Lakewood High School.
Lakewood High School. So these brothers, they grew up together, and you came down to, what moved you here to Dallas, Texas?
So I built some apartments in Mansfield, and I was
Okay.
just coming to build those apartments, and I was going back home. And just going back and forth, and just kind of fell in love with the area. So I wound up getting a place here, building some more apartments in Frisco, and I got some going up in Garland now. So that's how I got to Dallas.
So tell us the secret sauce. I mean, what's the secret sauce that motivated you or gave you that vision to, because restaurant to what you're doing now,
Yeah,
it's kind of different beast in a way if you don't own the real estate, right?
Absolutely.
So tell us how you actually inspired you to get the vision to do the apartments.
Wow. Well, when I was in corporate America, I realized that whatever I did, I was going to work hard at it. So I realized that if I'm willing to work hard, let me work hard for myself. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to put in a lot of hours, let me put them in for myself. If I'm going to stay up late, let me stay up late for myself. Let me invest in me. And one thing about my approach, and I think this is needed for anyone who wants to change their financial capacity, you can't have a plan B. Mm. You can't approach this with, if it don't work out, I'm going to do this, or I'm not going to let this go until this works out. You know, you got to burn the boats. You got to say, I'm going to do it, and you just have to do it. And everything that comes up against you, it doesn't overweigh the made up mind that I'm going to do this. Because you're going to get hit with things that's going to try to stop you. But when you don't have a plan B, it has to work out. And somehow God magically, not magically, but spiritually opens up those doors, and you look around and it all just works out.
Wow.
It all just works out.
What you just said,
Yeah.
mouthful, Ron.
Yeah, man.
Wow,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You know what? It's man, I tell you, it's get to a point in your life that you know that God, he can work miracles. Mm-hmm. He can work miracles. Yeah. We just got to have the faith and trust in ourselves, right?
Yes, sir.
That we can do it.
Yes, sir.
We can do anything. We can listen. I don't care what nobody tell you. You can do anything you put your mind to.
Yes, sir.
Do anything
yes,
as long as you got walking on faith.
Yes, sir.
So you walked on faith.
Yes, sir.
You walked on faith just like you did the eggs of Grill.
Yes, sir.
You walked on faith, right?
Yes, sir.
And look what it's doing for you now.
Yeah, when we talked about this location in Dallas, they said absolutely not.
Oh, wow.
They said we don't have infrastructure in the Texas market. We're not interested in that market. We want to focus on the East Coast. We're not interested in anything in the Texas market. Now we've got the development right for 30 locations. They've got 2 locations under development in Austin, Texas, 4 in Austin, Texas under development, and 2 under construction in Houston, Texas. So we opened up this market to Eggs Up Grill. We opened up this market. So, you know, that's just a testament that your belief system determines how high you can go. Mm-hmm. If you only believe you can go this high, you'll never go any higher. But if you believe you can go up here, you can go up there.
Ron,
yeah.
What you just said, you said a mouthful, man. Listen, and people don't know that. You know what the saying is: high risk, high reward, low risk, low reward. Mm-hmm. You listen. You got to step out on faith.
Yeah.
You get your plan together. Mm-hmm. Include God in that plan first. Mm-hmm. You know, you include God in that plan. Like you said, you don't want to have no backup plan because you got to have faith and trust that plan gonna work.
It's gonna work.
It's gonna work because
work.
God at the head of it.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. I tell my son. I said, you know, when you know, I don't do a lot of preaching, but sometimes I'm preaching.
Come on, brother.
You know, when the Hebrew boys found themselves in the furnace, you don't see them trembling, frightful, because they knew who was with them before they went in. And so every time I face an obstacle, I know who's going into it with me before I get in it. And sometimes when you in it and it seems like it ain't gonna work out, he's still in it with you, and he has a way of working it out. It always works.
Wow.
It always works.
Wow, Ron.
Yeah.
Man, Ron, listen. I tell you, and here's another thing we face with now. We face with the youth.
Yeah.
It's a challenge for our youth in our communities, you know, uplifting our communities. And like I said, we had an event, you know, Dr. Watson, he's the principal at Westwood High School, and his staff, they did a great job on putting together an event last night. And like I said, we raised over $25,000 for those kids, right? And those kids need us, man. Mm-hmm. They need us. They just need us in love. We just gotta love on them. And guess what? You don't have to, your money, your time.
Yeah.
Because
time.
You know what? People say, I don't have time. We can make time for whatever we want to.
Absolutely. We always
right
do.
On. We always do, right?
Always do.
So whatever neighborhood, community you're in, I mean, just give back.
Yeah.
And I want to bring it up to the next subject of how important you feel of giving back to the community and neighborhood. How important that is to you in your company, sir.
Yeah, so the objective for me is when I leave here, my legacy lives on through people. I don't need my name on a building. I don't need a plaque. I need to leave something in people so when I'm gone, they'll say, Ron made a difference in my life. And so many of our young brothers and sisters, they don't have visuals like we had back in the day. So to touch them, to spend time with them, to spend 10, 20 minutes, to drop a nugget on them, you may think that it's not received, but they go home and they mold it over. And it's good when they can touch people of color and see that there is an opportunity for me. Because let's just keep it candid. Our young brothers and sisters now are struggling with an identity crisis and some value as being African American kids. Because everything around them is saying you're not good enough because of the color that you are. So we are obligated, we are mandated to go back, to spend that time, to make it a part of our normal life with our youth that's in the world today. Because they need us. It's not going to come from anywhere else. So they need us.
Wow. You know, Ron, we got to, you know, I got a, next week I'm doing a podcast with a group of brothers.
Okay.
And we just talked on the phone about, you know, collaborate, come together as one. You know, because we all can get to shine.
Yeah.
You know, because guess what? Everybody missed the point on the goal. The goal is those children. I don't care who gets the credit.
Right.
I don't care nothing about no credit. Hear me. I don't care about credit. It's about those children out there, what their needs are. Because guess what? At the end of the day, everybody want to shine. But you know what the saying is? Everybody want to go to heaven, but they don't want to die. You can't go to heaven if you don't want to die, right, Ron?
Right.
But what I'm saying to you, it's going to take brothers like me, you, those brothers. We got another live podcast coming on Tuesday. It's going to be a nice one. We got to collaborate.
Absolutely.
We gotta make some connections across this whole United States of America.
Absolutely.
Throughout this world to collaborate our knowledge. To let kids see you. They don't know Ron Donaldson. They don't know Cedric Turner. They know T.I. and all. They don't know all them. And they know you know, the big football stars, but Jordan. But they don't know us. They need to see us more. So I'm dependent because right now I'm telling you right now what we're gonna do. We're gonna form a partnership.
I'm ready.
We gonna me and this brother about to form a partnership.
Yeah.
And the partnership gonna bleed over to not just our business, but over to the community, to these kids, what we about to do to bless them. Because guess what? We trying to leave a legacy for our kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We trying to leave, it's called generational wealth.
Absolutely.
A lot of us don't do it. You know, like when some of our parents pass away, we have nothing to pass down to our children.
Absolutely.
And that's what we need to fight for. So they can be able to pass down to their kids, the next generation, to help other people.
Absolutely.
Bless them, Ron. So today I'm professing right now, me and this brother, we're going to start a partnership. We about to make some noise from Dallas all the way down to Memphis, Tennessee. I'm telling you, we about to make some loud noise. I'm telling you right now what we about to do. He don't even know I came to see him, but I also came to see Margray, and I'm gonna introduce you tomorrow. Okay. He's opening the club, Memphis Live, tonight. Yeah, Memphis Live. Yeah, and it's grand opening.
Okay.
So guess what? We're gonna go bless him.
Absolutely.
So that's what it's about.
Absolutely.
We Ron, we get to a point where we get so high, we forget where we come from.
Yeah.
You can't. Some people in Westwood.
Yeah.
I'm not from Westwood.
Right.
But Westwood raised you, clown.
Right.
Westwood. If it weren't for where I'm from,
Right.
I wouldn't be where I'm at today, brother. You know,
You wouldn't have the zeal, the drive,
what you
the
said,
fortitude. You wouldn't have it.
what you just said.
You wouldn't have it.
And again, it's not about credit.
Right.
I don't care who gets the credit.
Right.
It's about those kids.
Absolutely.
You know, and I did some things that I saw, you know, came back on me and say, hey, somebody, man, I don't care nothing about credit.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day,
Right.
we don't care about credit because God don't care about no credit. God don't care about all that because at the end, he gonna judge you for what you've done.
Absolutely.
And what you have done.
Absolutely.
Right, Ron?
Absolutely.
So, brother, I
What
want
about that credit?
what you said. I want you to leave. Listen, Ron, I appreciate your time, brother. And when we start talking about checkers and Subway and
What's the chances of that?
what is the
You know what I mean?
chance?
What's the chances of
But see, that's how God moves, man. He works in a mysterious way. Hey, I was just, like I said, I was just in Memphis, in Westwood High School, shimmying last night. I'm in Dallas, Texas, home of the Slaw Boys, home of the Dallas Slaw Boys, right here talking to you in your nice office, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, brother, I appreciate. I want you to give the audience of some wisdom or some knowledge, some good advice that you can leave them with, brother.
Yeah, man. First of all, I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, brother.
And it's refreshing to come together with brothers whose agenda is bigger than just a paycheck. And I'm a firm believer that people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care, and know that your heart is really in it. And I guess, you know, if I had to say something, it's two things that has kept me. One, I have a principle that being disadvantaged was my advantage. So because of my humble beginnings, when I came up against things, I was able to endure it because it was nothing compared to where I came from. So some of our young brothers and sisters who find themselves being raised in some very stressful situations, we can show them that that can be their edge when things get hard. They can look back and see where they came from. And I had an uncle that used to repeat a quote to me, and I don't know where it came from, but I live by it. And it goes like this: good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good becomes your better and your better becomes your best.
Hold on right
That's
there.
what I live by.
Pastor Timothy Bowers.
Okay.
He used this is in the teaching in our church.
That's what I
That's
live
the
by.
teaching.
That's what I live
Wow.
by. That's what I live by.
Say that again.
Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good becomes your better and your better becomes your best.
Boy, you better preach in here. Wow. Good brother. Listen, guys.
Thank you, brother.
Listen, you heard it here live on Business Talk with Cedric Turner. And like I said, we taking the show on the road because guess what? We want to expose you to just not like basketball players and the rappers, actual live brothers who's doing it. I mean, this man is a multimillionaire. Not because nobody didn't give him nothing. Nobody gave me nothing. We worked hard for it. We worked hard for it. That's sweat and tears. It's called sweat equity.
Yes, sir.
And that people don't know sweat. That people think, hey, it was God blessed us with a vision, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And we're not gonna listen. The devil's busy working every day, Ron.
Every day.
And don't let nobody listen, guys. Don't let nobody talk you off your vision. What you want to do, go out and do it. Step out on faith, because God said, if you take the first two steps, He'll take the rest for you.
Take the rest.
But you gotta step out on faith. And guess what we gotta do, Ron? We gotta stop hating on each other. We gotta come together like we're doing now.
Absolutely.
Because it's so much money out here for everybody to make.
Absolutely.
That's what they said, the crab in the bucket mentality.
Absolutely. We gotta let it go.
Let it go, guys.
We gotta let it go.
We gotta let it go and let God.
Yes, sir.
Because He made ways out of no way.
Yes, sir.
And we gotta understand that we are put here for a reason. But at the same time, you can't sit there and just be dormant. You got to go out and get it, because everybody's blessed with a special talent. Ron, see, I didn't know I was blessed with a special talent.
Yeah.
You know what my other talent is?
What's that?
Man, I can shimmy like them young boys do. I can shimmy. But seriously, but
Well, there's an ancestral responsibility.
Okay. Yes, sir.
We got an ancestral responsibility. When I get up in the morning and I may not feel like pushing myself, I think about the brothers and sisters that came before me, and the struggles they had and the things that they had to endure. And even within my own personal family, we got an ancestral responsibility to maximize the opportunities we have. because our forefathers, they endured a lot. They endured a lot. And so with an honest heart, I can't get up in the morning and be lazy and take the easy road and knowing people lost their lives so that I can have an office, so that I can own a business, you know, so that I can be in some places that at one time we weren't allowed. So I have an ancestral responsibility to give back and to maximize opportunities.
Amen, brother.
Yeah.
Amen. You know, Ron, I appreciate you leaving with that, and I just want to leave with one thing too.
Yes, sir.
And I, you know, Westwood High School. I grew up in Westwood. Guys, give back. Time. Give something. I know we can give back something. TSU, Tennessee State University in Nashville, we are against a financial crisis up there. We can do what we want to do. Give something. Something is always better than nothing. Because you cleanse your soul when you give. God gonna bless you. He gonna bless you tenfold over that.
Sure.
So time out now, guys. Give something. Westwood alumni, class of 1988, we got to do better. We got to do better. We got to come together as one. Tennessee State University, we're going against a financial crisis up there. I'm just telling you right now, it's a financial crisis at Tennessee State University in Nashville. If anybody tell you, ask some people. Budget cuts everywhere. But if we can just give something, $25 a month, $20 a month, $10 a month, and do it consistently. So, see, the problem is when people get in business run, they not consistent. They don't follow through. That's the problem. We don't follow through on knowing that, hey, it's other things behind business you got to know. You got to pay sales taxes, state taxes, other things you have to know, but you got to follow through. You got to follow through on what God set you up to do. So, guys, you heard it first. This brother here, you won't hear the last of this guy. This guy right here. I'm just telling you right now. And we weren't even planning this podcast. We were just sitting there chopping it up at his restaurant, and he was spitting those nuggets out. I said, brother, we got to get on this podcast, and you got to bless some people. And I pray that this podcast bless and inspired you guys. And Ron, I appreciate you, good brother.
I appreciate you too.
Thank you so much. God bless you and everything that you do and keep you.
I can do.
All right, brother.
You got it.
Man, love you, brother.
Love you too,
Hey,
bro.
love y'all out there. Thank y'all so much.
Take care.